A boot loop occurs when your Asus ROG device restarts endlessly without fully booting up. This frustrating problem prevents you from accessing your computer normally. Boot loops in Asus ROG devices often stem from hardware issues such as faulty RAM or a failing SSD. Software conflicts can also cause boot loops, particularly with outdated drivers or recent Windows updates. Finally, firmware glitches in the BIOS can trigger boot loops, especially after failed updates. In the following sections, we'll explore the main causes and effective fixes for these boot loop problems. First, perform a hard reset. Disconnect all peripherals, remove the battery if it's a laptop, and hold the power button for 20 to 30 seconds. If that fails, access the BIOS by pressing F2 or delete during startup. Reset BIOS to default settings, which can resolve many boot issues. Boot into safe mode by holding Shift and clicking Restart in the Windows Start menu. This loads Windows with minimal drivers, allowing you to troubleshoot software issues. In safe mode, uninstall recently installed or problematic drivers. Focus on NVIDIA GeForce drivers as they often conflict and cause boot loops. Outdated drivers are a common cause of these issues. Update your drivers and BIOS through Asus Armory Crate software or visit the Asus support website for your specific model. Regular updates prevent boot loops from software conflicts. Faulty RAM or storage devices often cause boot loops in Asus ROG systems. Let's check your RAM first. Use Asus's built-in diagnostic tools accessible via the F12 boot menu to test your RAM. Alternatively, run third-party software like memtest86 to thoroughly check your RAM for errors. Now let's check your storage devices. Faulty SSDs or HDDs can also trigger boot loops. Check HDD internals for physical damage or connection issues. Consider reseating RAM and storage components to ensure proper connections. A corrupted BIOS can trigger boot loops by preventing the system from initializing properly. This happens when the firmware becomes damaged or outdated. To fix this, use Asus Live Update to flash the BIOS to the latest version. This tool downloads and installs firmware updates safely, addressing compatibility issues that cause boot loops. Some ROG models have a dual BIOS feature, which provides a backup BIOS chip. If the primary BIOS is corrupted, you can switch to the secondary one for system recovery. Consult your motherboard manual for instructions on switching to the secondary BIOS. This usually involves toggling a physical switch on the motherboard. Overheating can lead to instability and boot loops, especially in ROG laptops with compact designs. Ensure proper ventilation by cleaning dust from fans and vents. Reapply thermal paste to the CPU and GPU if necessary. Monitor temperatures using HW Monitor to identify thermal throttling. When all other troubleshooting steps have failed to resolve the boot loop, reinstalling Windows becomes the final option. Start by backing up all your important data to prevent loss. Use either the recovery partition built into your Asus ROG device or create a bootable USB drive with Windows installation media. This complete reinstallation will eliminate any software conflicts or corrupted files that may be causing the boot loop. After reinstalling, make sure to install the latest drivers for your hardware. To prevent future boot loops, regularly update drivers and BIOS through Asus Armory Crate software. This keeps your system optimized and reduces compatibility issues. Keep an eye on system temperatures using monitoring tools to avoid overheating, which can trigger boot loops in ROG devices. Excessive overclocking can cause instability and boot loops. Use Asus tools carefully to balance performance and reliability. Older SSDs can fail and cause boot loops. Upgrading to reliable models like PCIe 5.0 NVMe drives improves system stability. If you encounter persistent issues and your device is under warranty, reach out to Asus support for free hardware repairs. Expert opinions highlight that hardware problems like faulty RAM or SSDs cause the majority of boot loops. Prioritize hardware diagnostics for effective prevention.